Imagine opening a novel, a poem, or a play and finding a single line that seems simple at first, but somehow carries enormous emotional weight. A line like, "All the world's a stage," or "I am no bird and no net ensnares me," or even, "So it goes." Three short quotations, three completely different worlds of meaning. And this is the magic of literary analysis. The difference between an average reader and a skilled literary critic is not that one understands everything immediately. It is that the critic knows how to interrogate language. Today's lecture is about mastering that skill. By the end of this video, you will know how to analyze virtually any literary quote from novels, poetry, drama, criticism, and even unseen texts. This lecture is especially useful for literature students, university learners, GCSE and A-level students, competitive exam aspirants, and anyone who wants to sound intelligent while discussing literature. And most importantly, you will learn a practical method that works every time. So let us begin. Many students think quote analysis means explaining the meaning, identifying a literary device, or paraphrasing the line. But true literary analysis goes much deeper. To analyze a quote means to explore what the quote says, how it says it, why it says it that way, and what larger meanings emerge from it. A literary quote is never accidental. Every word matters. A writer chooses diction, imagery, rhythm, symbolism, structure, tone, silence, punctuation, and even ambiguity. Literature is compressed meaning. A single sentence may reveal psychology, politics, class, gender, ideology, trauma, religion, philosophy, or historical anxiety. So when analyzing a quote, you are not merely translating it into simpler English. You are uncovering layers. Here is the single most important principle in literary criticism. Never stop at meaning. Most weak analysis looks like this. The quote means the character is sad. That is only comprehension. Strong analysis asks deeper questions. How is sadness presented? Why is it presented indirectly? What language creates emotional intensity? What larger themes emerge? A good literary critic always moves from meaning to method to effect, and from effect to interpretation. Remember this sequence. It changes everything. Now let us learn a practical system that works on almost any quote. Before analyzing deeply, understand what is literally happening. Ask who is speaking, to whom, in what context, what is happening in the text. Let us take this quote from Macbeth. Out, out, brief candle. Literal meaning, Macbeth compares life to a candle that quickly disappears. Simple enough. But literary analysis begins after literal understanding. Step 2. Examine keywords. Literature lives inside word choice. Ask yourself, which words stand out? Are they emotional, violent, religious, symbolic, repetitive, or unusual? Look again. Out, out, brief, candle. The important words are out, brief, and candle. Now we begin interpretation. Out suggests extinction and finality. Brief emphasizes human mortality. Candle symbolizes fragile life. Suddenly the quote becomes existential. Macbeth is not merely upset. He is confronting the meaninglessness of existence itself. This is analysis. Students often identify devices and think the job is done. For example, this is a metaphor. Excellent. Now what? Literary devices are not the destination. They are evidence. Suppose we analyze this line from Romeo and Juliet. Juliet is the sun. Yes, it is a metaphor. But analysis asks, why the sun? The sun suggests light, warmth, life, divinity, and cosmic importance. Romeo transforms Juliet from a person into the center of his universe. Now the metaphor becomes psychologically revealing. Tone is one of the most powerful analytical tools. Tone refers to the emotional attitude behind language. Ask, is the tone ironic, bitter, passionate, detached, melancholic, hopeful, cynical? Consider this famous line from The Catcher in the Rye. People never notice anything. The tone is cynical and frustrated. But beneath that cynicism
lies loneliness.
Holden Caulfield criticizes society because he feels emotionally disconnected from it. Great literature often hides vulnerability beneath sarcasm. Imagery creates mental pictures. Symbolism creates conceptual depth. Consider this line from The Great Gatsby. Gatsby believed in the green light. The green light is not merely a physical object, it symbolizes hope, desire, and the American dream, themes of longing and illusion.
This is why symbolism matters. Objects become philosophical.
The best analysis always zooms outward. Ask, what larger ideas does this quote connect to? Themes may include identity, power, ambition, love, alienation, colonialism, mortality, gender, freedom, memory, corruption, and modernity. Take this line from 1984. Big Brother is watching you. The quote relates to themes of surveillance, authoritarianism, loss of individuality, and psychological control. No quote exists in isolation. Context transforms meaning. There are several kinds of context. Textual context asks, what happens before and after the quote? Historical context asks, what social conditions shape the text? Revolutions, wars, and social unrest all influence literature. Authorial context asks, what ideas influence the writer? Cultural context asks, what beliefs or anxieties appear in the work? For example, analyzing Frankenstein without understanding the Industrial Revolution and scientific experimentation weakens interpretation. The monster becomes more than a creature. He becomes a symbol of humanity's fear of uncontrolled scientific ambition. Students often ignore structure, but structure creates meaning. Look at sentence length, pauses, repetition, fragmentation, enjambment, punctuation, and rhythm. Consider the line from Hamlet, to be or not to be. The pause created by the comma dramatizes hesitation. The structure mirrors Hamlet's psychological uncertainty. Form reflects thought. Sophisticated analysis acknowledges ambiguity. Great literature rarely has only one meaning. Take this line from The Road, carrying the fire. The fire may symbolize hope. It may symbolize morality and civilization. It may symbolize spiritual endurance.
Strong critics explore possibilities rather than forcing certainty. Literary analysis is interpretation, not mathematics.
Now let us analyze a quote fully. From Jane Eyre, I am no bird and no net ensnares me. Step 1, literal meaning. Jane declares her independence. Step 2, keywords. Bird, net, and ensnares. These words create imagery of captivity. Step 3, literary devices. Metaphor. Jane metaphorically compares restrictive social expectations to imprisonment.
Step 4, tone, defiant and empowered. Step 5, symbolism. The net symbolizes patriarchal control and social confinement.
Step 6, themes. Female autonomy, freedom, identity, and resistance against oppression. Step 7, context. In the Victorian period, women often lacked independence and agency. Thus, Jane's declaration becomes revolutionary. A single quote may be analyzed through feminism, Marxism, psychoanalysis, postcolonialism, structuralism, deconstruction, or reader response theory.
For example, a feminist reading of Jane Eyre's quote sees resistance against patriarchy. A psychoanalytic reading may explore the desire for selfhood and autonomy.
So, how do you analyze any quote? You move beyond surface meaning.
You investigate language, tone, imagery, symbolism, structure, context, themes, and interpretation. You ask not only, what does this quote mean, but why has the writer expressed it this way?
Because literature is never just communication. It is crafted meaning. And every powerful quote is like a doorway.
Behind a single sentence may exist an ideology, an emotion, a philosophy, a historical anxiety, or an entire worldview. The job of the literary critic is to open that doorway. And once you learn how to do that, you will never read literature the same way again. If you enjoyed this lecture, explore more literary discussions on symbolism, irony, stream of consciousness, literary theory, Gothic literature, feminism, and narrative techniques.
Because the deeper we read literature, the deeper we understand humanity itself. Thank you for watching.